This is Digivation Network.
Hello, welcome to Digivation Network, Africa's leading technology, business and innovation program on television. I am Adaze Okiaine, and I'm standing in for the regular anchor Bayero Agabi. To be a part of this show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/DGVasionNetwork, for exciting videos and reports. And you can also follow us on all our social media handles displayed on the screen.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi, welcoming you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
This is Digivation Network.
On today's show, we will be taking a look at how technology is aiding content creators and giving way to a new breed of celebrities. On Inside Computer Village segment, we will examine the cost of renting shops in Africa's biggest ICT market and how it affects the businesses there. And we'll also be speaking with Olufemi Williams, the founder of the indigenous streaming platform Connect. But first, let's catch up with the trending issues and development in technology that made news this week. The federal government is partnering with private sectors on the local production of SIM cards, cell phones, tablets, and other ICT facilities. According to the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Ali Pantami, in the next few months and years, the Industrial Training Fund, in collaboration with other private sectors, would manufacture phones that could be exported. He stated this at a special news agency of Nigerian interview program in Abuja. He also stated the local production was a sequel to National Policy on Local Content signed by President Muhammadu Buhari on the promotion of indigenous content in the Nigerian telecommunications sector. These are strategic measures to ensure the Nigerian moves from being a consuming to producing nation. The latest news from Rwanda, East Africa. The government of Rwanda has announced it will deploy artificial intelligence technology to address the challenges posed by natural disasters. According to the ministry in charge of emergency management in Rwanda, the new technology, which will automatically compile all disaster information from all corners of the country in one platform, would strengthen disaster prevention and early warning, preparedness, and efficient response to disasters. The technology would address timely reports of imminent disasters and ensure intervention from relevant authorities. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/DGVasionNetwork. And now to the world of engineering. Last week saw the celebration of Engineering Week 2021, an annual event organized by the CECAD branch of Nigerian Society of Engineers. Here are the highlights from the event. Bridging the lacuna that has been created over the years between industry practice and education is the focus point of this year's Engineering Week, yearly organized by the CECAD branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. The week-long program started with a media parley where the chairman, Engineer Olutosi Ogumola, gave an insight into what is to be expected in this year's edition, and thereafter joined by other members, the Vehicle Inspection Service and the National Union of Road Transport Workers, for an interactive session with motorists at Iju Ishaga Motor Park on vehicle roadworthiness.
It's a week that we come up with activities, different activities that actually accentuate the whole essence, the very essence of our existence as a branch of a professional body.
On the day 2 of the Engineering Week, a business luncheon and launch of Lagos Engineering Index and Infrastructure Scorecard was held at Sheraton Hotel, Lagos, with key industry players in attendance, and the theme being Discuss Policy and Guidelines for Energy Consumer Satisfaction.
And I need to emphasize that when this administration came in, there were a number of projects that were ongoing too. And the promises were made to the citizenry of Lagos that those projects will be completed. And I can tell you that a good number of them have been close to being completed.
The wide gap between the energy need of Nigeria and the energy supply is a real challenge that engineers in this country must begin to look at.
Each and every one of us that have lived or passed or have anything to do in Lagos State in the last 2 years will know Lagos is working. The man is working.
Like I was saying before, we need to do more by forcing our attention on the younger ones.
Dangote, the group president, appreciates all your efforts, not only for the branch, but for the country as a whole.
The high point and grand finale of the event being the dinner and awards night, with the theme Integrated Engineering Development as a Catalyst for Homegrown Industrial Revolution. Doing justice extensively to this theme was Professor Fayomi Ojosande, a professor of mechanical engineering, Bells University of Technology, Ota, Ogun State.
Where we are today, we can change the orientation. If we remain here, we'll always be here. But if we are determined to change it, then we'll change it. The world is not where we are sitting. The world is evolving.
As the chairman said, we are developing a pool of engineers to our company. And it's a matter of great pride for us. People who have worked with me 30 years back as fresh engineers in my textile plants are today general managers in my cement plants.
In rounding off the awards night and event as a whole, several awards were presented to every deserving guest and participant in different categories. The branch was grateful to all for making the event a memorable one and promises to do better next year.
By this time next year, we will be here and we will do better than this in Jesus' name. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thanks for staying with us. That was Engineering News. You're still watching Digivation Network. I am Adaze Okiaine. Skits have been around for a while, but within this past years, there has been a noticeable rise in its popularity. All you need to do is log into any social media platforms and you are lost in the world of comedy skits. Up next is our special report as we explore the reign of skit makers as they surely but gradually dominate the movie industry in Nigeria. The world celebrity at the time was reserved for movie stars, pop and rock stars, and pro athletes. Basically people who were exposed to traditional media. But with the advent of the new media came a new crop of celebrities. These are the comedy skit makers, a new generation of content creators and actors who literally have the world in their palms. While Nollywood continues to make waves in the international scene, the popularity of skits are at an all-time high. Skits are relatively short plays which tend to be funny. Some skits create awareness on social trends, job opportunities, and correcting societal ills. They are readily available via mobile screens and social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even the latest sensation, TikTok. Skits provide premium content which subsequently attracts a wide range of target audience. Brands more often than not commission creatives, commonly called skit makers, to market and promote their products and services to their thieving followers.
Skits have more impact. It has more impact because everybody's on their phone, everybody's trying to do one or two things. So just, passing out time through their phones. Watching our skits, I've seen comments and they're always very inspiring.
For some of these creatives, skit making was an avenue to break into the popular and often hard to penetrate movie industry in Nigeria. While the initial intention may have been getting an easier pass into Nollywood, many have cashed out from skit making and built a niche for themselves in this previously untapped lucrative genre. A huge contributing factor that accelerated the takeover of the skit makers was the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which saw lockdowns across the country. Not only were cinemas forced to shut down, but movie productions were basically brought to a standstill. But is the popularity of skits something the Nollywood actors should be worried about? Considering many of the popular skit makers are continually being chosen for big movie roles in recent times.
Technology has made it possible for people to put their craft out there. But at the same time, if it is not properly harnessed, if it is not properly managed, we are going to get into trouble very soon. Because I'm already, like you said, seeing a situation where we are putting a lot of square pegs in round holes because we want to think commercially, as it were. The average producer now looks at the possibility of just putting one Instagram celebrity in his movie, and he believes that with that, he can use him or her to get across to his or her followers and make a lot of money. Now, it's paying off for some of them, but I can guarantee that some of them are also biting their fingers.
Apart from the COVID-19 lockdowns, the skit makers had other odds in their favor, one of which is the frequent release of content, in contrast to movies which are released once or twice a year. Some skit makers release content weekly. Accessibility of the skits to the public is another big bonus. All you need is a data-enabled mobile device and you can watch the skits on the go. Popular skit maker and actor Kunle Ido, aka Frank Donga, speaks on the contribution of skits to the economic growth of the nation and mental well-being of citizens.
The future of skits in Nigeria is bright. I think it's very bright. Right now, there's a whole lot happening. A lot of people are coming to the skits game, which is good. It's generating the much needed income for a lot of people that probably would have to do other things or wait to get a job. It's creating an avenue of expression in art for a lot of people. So it's good right now, and we're getting better. But over time, I see it as getting polarized. People will now decide what kind of skits or what kind of topics or theme in skits that they want to consume. And but I see advertisers, like they are doing right now, they will use more skits to push out messages. Politicians will try and use skits to set agenda. Governments are going to use skits. It's already happening, for good causes, and sometimes from some politicians, maybe not for so good causes. But again, it's going to improve. It's cheaper and easier for a lot of advertising purposes. And the quality of skits will get better and better. And sometimes they will get longer and longer. And many skit comedians that we know today will evolve into short film makers and eventually series makers, TV series makers.
This is skits, it's hot, it's mad. Like, people are watching, people love it, and that's how it's going to be. That's how it's always going to be. People are just going to look for new ways to do skits. This is the way we are doing it right now. We're shooting it. A lot of people were shooting with phone. Now, some people shoot with their camera. But there are still some people that shoot with phone. I still shoot with phone and camera. But you will see that time, and even before, you see some 15-second skits, 5-second skits, and you will laugh. But now you see 3 minutes. We'll just look for new ways. You see, that's the only thing. We look for new ways to make people laugh, but we are still skit makers.
While the world slowly adapts to a new normal, one thing appears for sure. Not only has comedy skits become a big revenue machine for creatives and the labor market in Nigeria, but they will consist of the content we will continue to see on our screens for the foreseeable future. Thanks for staying with us. That was our special report, which featured the reign of skit makers in the movie industry in Nigeria. If you were just joining us, this is Digivation Network. Please check out our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network, for more reports and informative videos.
This is AIT Infotech Network, reaching you from Freetown in Sierra Leone, Accra, the Ghanaian capital, Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, Johannesburg in South Africa. We are in Cairo in Egypt, Tunis, the Tunisian capital, Cape Town in South Africa, reaching you from Dubai, Hanover in Germany, live from Chicago, Las Vegas in the United States of America, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. We are in Beijing, China, in London, England. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Up next is Inside Computer Village with Gideon Tobiloba. This week, our focus is on the leasing of properties in Computer Village, Lagos, and how the cost of these shops affect businesses in the biggest hub in Africa. Over to you, Toby.
Thank you, Adaze. This is Inside Computer Village, and today we are looking at the cost of renting shops here. Some have big shops, some have attachments, some are on the road. We want to know what it costs to get these spaces in this market. Is it high? Is it low? And how does it affect markets? Come with us.
On the very, very high side. As in Lagos, Computer Village pay the highest shop rent. Automatically, once we are on the high side in paying the cost of rent, automatically it's affecting our business negatively.
Very, very high. In the whole Nigeria, here is the most expensive shop in the whole Nigeria. In Computer Village, you are renting a shop, 1.something million, 1.5, a shop a year, annually. And the thing is affecting us so much. People may pay for the first time. After their money expired, they cannot be able to pay again. The next thing is notice, and their money is gone.
If you ask me, I think it's a bit moderate, you understand? But, it depends on the facility, the plaza. I think you understand. There are some plazas that have a standby generator. The rent is quite different from those that does not have a standby generator. Then there are some plazas that are just newly built. So you cannot compare with the ones that have been built long before then.
Well, the cost of renting a shop in Computer Village here is quite high compared to other parts of Lagos. For instance, if someone wants to rent a shop now, and you tell him to pay 2 million to pay for one particular shop, a shop that he can get elsewhere at the rate of 500,000 naira, to cover up, to make up that money to pay the shop next year. Of course, he'll have to add money to the products he's selling. So when customers come and they keep complaining about the price of goods, we tell them it's not our fault. There are so many things that are involved. But if the person does not add the money to his price, how will he be able to pay the rent for the next year? So it's a big problem.
All right, we're still watching Inside Computer Village, and today we are looking at how the cost of renting shops affect business in this market. Also, whether it is high or low. We have seen responses from some of them saying that it is high. Some said it is balanced in some ways, but a majority of them are lamenting. And right now, I'm inside the store of a businesswoman in this market who sells accessories and what have you, who wants to tell us more about the cost of rent in this market and how it is affecting their business.
Renting a shop in Computer Village, wow, is too very, very expensive, very high. Like you see people renting a shop of 7 million. The normal rent might be like, let's say 1 million, 1.2, 700,000, 1.5. But before you could be allowed to rent their shop, they will ask you to pay a certain amount of money. Maybe to the owner of the shop who just left that shop. Understand? Maybe called sub-renting, or what will I call it? So it now makes everything high. Before you can get a shop, you keep like 7 million, 5 million, even some more. Honestly, it's really affecting us, the businessmen and women in this computer village.
All right, that's it. We've spoken with traders in this market, even customers. They all are saying the same thing, that the cost of renting shops in this market is very high. It calls for serious intervention from the government and all players to ensure that things are made easy for these traders in this market. And all effort to speak with landlords or their representatives proved abortive. On this note, I pull the curtain on this segment today. My name remains Gideon Tobiloba. Back to you, Adaze.
Thank you, Toby. Thanks for staying with us. That was Inside Computer Village segment. Olufemi Williams is the founder of the indigenous streaming platform Connect. I sat to have a chat with him as he shares his thoughts on the benefits of integrating indigenous software solutions to enhance the educational system in Nigeria.
So why can't government, right, adopt platforms? Banking sector has taught us now that in the whole, we have about 27, 28 banks now. They're just for local banking software, all right? So anybody that wants to innovate in those space, you only need to connect to 4, and you connect it to all. Why can't we do the same thing in educational sector? To avoid monopoly, 1, 2, that is it, or 3 maximum. So those will be robust. They are made in Nigeria. Government have control over it, and very soon they'll be exporting this solution to the world. Okay? Now, if you adopt 1, 2 platforms, it means content can be shared, right? It means visibility will be there that UNICEF and other international funding agencies are looking for, so they can pump more money into making the thing available for everyone. Okay? It means instead of buying books, physical books, so pay the publisher 1 money, all right, 1 license, and it will be available for all the students that needs it all over. Now, instead of buying a whole book, maybe they needed just 2 chapters. So pay the publisher for 2 chapters that the student will need for that section, all right? And once they finish using it, that is it, right? You pay the publisher, depending on the agreement, another money for another session. So you can lower the cost, create efficiency, create content, create interoperability, you know, allow movement. So teachers can still be posted as they're doing now. Students can move from one school to the other, okay? Parents that has gone through it can collaborate and teach their children on how to use the system. So the benefit is just endless, is massive.
What challenges concerning promoting IT, local content, concerning policy for policy challenges, are there policy challenges that you think could help in the innovation industry right now?
Policy will also be good in creating enabling environment. I'll give you an example. When India choose, right, to turn software into foreign exchange earners, a simple policy like if you get a deal that is from outside India, the government of India will subsidize your cost. Yeah, so there's no way you can bid against an Indian company and lose. And win them, because their cost is $1 billion. They will sell that product at $100,000. Okay, probably the first 2 or 3 years. 4th year they raise it up again. Okay, that's always very simple policy, right? Making government. I don't see any reason why somebody will still be using government in Nigeria today. We still be using foreign payroll application. Payroll application that every school, there's nowhere you find that somebody will not use as a project. Okay? We have a lot of mama puts. I use that as an example. Okay? That don't have point of sale system that synchronize their inventory with the point of sales. These are simple systems that Nigerians can build. So policy can encourage those ones. And you know, it's also beneficial for government if they do it. Because directly or indirectly, you can have visibility into the trade of that mama, and you can appropriately tax them, right? But as it is today, it's a closed down market. The woman does not do any account. She does not know how much he has sold. They use their guts, and we must thank them because they have common sense, okay? To synchronize the number of pieces of meat they have bought, the kilogram of salt, liter of oil, and everything, how many plate of amala will it produce at the end of the day. They probably have it in their guts, but they needed technology. We need to encourage the local guys. And for us all, Nigeria, let us consume what Nigerians make. Indians will not use any product, even if the Indian product is inferior. All right? That's the only way to develop ourselves. Entertainment industry have shown it. What do they call now? The African Magic and the movie industry has also taught, and Nollywood has shown us that the day 200 million people develop taste for made in Nigerian stuff. And you can imagine the quality of our movies when they started. They're poor. But people still consume it as it was. Then all of people have now power and money and energy. Now they are competing with Nollywood. It can happen here. Actually, it is a ready market that can take over the losses that we have incurred from oil. And the policies that are required are very simple. Just stimulate, and stimulate the brains that we have in Nigeria. We have them in abundance, okay? Instead of people using anybody that can do Yahoo, trust me, they are genius that is not well directed. So if you have this idea, take it, let the governor of the state be the chief marketing officer to take the payroll developed in Ogun State and help to sell it in Nasarawa State. It's not a big deal. That's what they're supposed to be doing, okay? So I'm pleading for all Nigerians to let us look at this industry ICT. There's so much money to be made. There are a lot of big powers out there, but if we don't develop our own, we are going to be recognized again. That's the implication.
That was our guest of the week, Olufemi Williams, the founder of the indigenous streaming platform, Connect. With that, we'll come to an end of the show for this week. To watch a replay of this show, please go to www.youtube.com/Digivation Network to see it and many other videos. You can also reach us on our social media platforms shown on your screens. On behalf of the regular anchor, Bayero Agabi, thank you for watching. My name is Adaze Okeaine. Join us again next week. Bye for now.